Hi guys. This is take three, actually. Um, the first take was my dogs barking at the sound of my voice, which they recognize from several years of experience now, threatening to wake up my kid. Take two was me rambling and saying a whole bunch of like super personal stuff about why I took the day off that like you didn't necessarily need to know. And so this is take three. I think so far it's going really well. I missed you guys today, but I did indeed have to take the day off. Didn't necessarily want to, but I'm sure you guys weren't too mad about it. You got that roughly hour and a half to yourself, hopefully, to do something good, enjoyable, productive. Those things aren't always one and the same, but in any case, I'm here to talk to you about what I want for you guys to do in lieu of our having had class today. So obviously, you're not going to be doing this during the time that you would regularly have had class with me, unless you have a time machine, in which case, let's talk and draft a business plan. But yeah, considering that's probably an impossibility, why don't you do this over the next few days, maybe sometime this weekend? Here's what I would like for you guys to do. It's partly what we were planning on doing today in class was taking your Fiction 1 pieces, taking the comments that you've been given by me and your classmates, your fellow writers in class. We were to be compiling those comments and, looks like I have giant hands. We were to be compiling those comments and talking about how to incorporate them into your Fiction 1 piece to make it the best possible version of itself. This best possible version of Fiction 1 is not actually due until the very end of the class, but I think it's worth it to start working on it and talking about it now. I don't know if you can hear a crying baby in the background. Part of the reason this video is so late. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring him. Somebody else is taking care of him. I don't know who he is. He's a stranger, but I'm sure it's going fine. So anyway, the Fiction 1 piece is not really due until the end of the semester in your portfolio, but you're also going to be revising a Fiction 2 piece, a Poetry 1 set of pieces, a Poetry 2 set of pieces. So I really think that it's in your best interest to get cracking on these pieces as you have like comments roll in. So in that spirit, I would like for you guys to do the following to make up for class today, and I won't be collecting this stuff until Wednesday. Okay, so the first thing, I want you all to take the comments that you've been given by me, by your fellow writers in the class, and I would like for you to make a list of every comment that you've been given, like whether you agree with the comment or not. And then I would like for you to go back through after you've compiled this master list of all comments from all people that you've received comments from. I would like for you to create this master list of comments separately on a separate sheet, typed or handwritten, doesn't really matter. And then I would like for you to cross out anything that you just don't think will be of use to you. Like it doesn't feel like something you would do as a writer in your story. Like it would feel disingenuous, or it feels like it would take away from the story somehow. You can cross those comments out, but I still think it's worth writing them down in case you change your mind later. The comments that seem really worthwhile and like doing them really would contribute to a better version of Fiction 2 for you, I would like for you to star those somehow or highlight them. Okay, so step 2, once you have this master list of comments, I would like for you to take a fresh copy of your Fiction 1 piece as it is now, so a rough draft, your original draft. If it's a printed copy, that's better really, because you can like physically make changes to the draft, but you can also do this in a blank document. You can paste it into a blank document, or you can work on it in Google Docs. I just recommend that you keep the original as a separate document so that you can compare the two pieces later on, like the new one that you've been working on and the the original. So you're going to take these comments and basically you're going to work to begin applying them to this fresh copy. So you have your master list of comments, you have your fresh copy of your rough draft of fiction 1, and you're going to basically highlight any places where you think you can apply these comments or draw arrows and make notes of what comment or comments you want to insert there. I'll say it again. You're going to take your fresh copy of your first draft of fiction 1. You're going to take this master list of comments and you're going to begin highlighting, underlining, drawing arrows to places where you think you can insert these comments. You can also be going along as you're doing this and crossing out things that you've come to hate, making your own notes about things that you want to change as you're looking over this piece, because it's been a little while since you've written it. You're looking at it with super fresh eyes. While you're doing that, while you're writing other people's comments on it, you should be writing your own too as they occur to you. So the idea is that you have this list that you can return to of comments from people, and you've begun marking up an older draft to give yourself ideas of what to fix and where. An example for how you would do this, okay, somebody told me in my story, for example, like my ending was confusing, they weren't really compelled by it, and they wanted me to make it a little bit more interesting and to fit a little bit better with the story. So I like that comment. So I would take that comment and I would go to the end of my story and I would maybe highlight any parts that people might find confusing. I would cross anything out in there that I hate. I would make a little note there, draw an arrow there and make a note of that comment. Do these things to the story later. You also want to make sure if people are giving you general comments like more description or work on your dialogue or work on this character, things like that, you really want to apply that comment to multiple places throughout your fiction 1 piece. So try to think about multiple places that you can apply that comment to. So again, what you come out with is this master list and a hella marked up copy. And I'm not asking you guys at the moment to necessarily start fixing up this copy. This is like steps 1 and 2 out of 3 or 4 steps. If you want to know what steps 3 and 4 are, I will go ahead and tell you. Once you have the marked up copy, it would be a good idea to go ahead and start making those changes in yet another copy of fiction 1. So 1 is the original, then the marked up, then the one where you're making the changes. And step 4 would be to just keep returning to that fiction 1 piece over and over and over, making little changes over a period of weeks, maybe even months, just every now and then, fixing little things in it, big things in it, until you have it where you want it, or until the semester ends and you have to turn it in. All I'm collecting though, like all you really need to do for now, all I'm collecting on Wednesday, by the way, is that master list and the marked up copy. That's all I want from you guys. I'm almost done. I'm just checking to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I do recommend that you guys go ahead and start making the changes. But again, that's not what I'm collecting on Wednesday. Yes. So your results from the poll, yes or no on anonymously workshopping fiction 2. You guys didn't seem to want to, actually. A little more than half of the class, kind of a bit more than half the class, because I'll be honest and say that I voted, but I counted my vote out. But a little more than half the class said no to the anonymous workshopping. So we're not going to do it. Your vote counts. Democracy wins. By the way, if you're not registered to vote, or if you haven't changed your voting address, do that now. Okay, do it now. It's super quick, super easy. Okay, go to vote.org. Yeah, so on Monday, your fiction 2 pieces, if you haven't turned them in yet, please do that. Remember, if you didn't get them in by 2:30, 2:40ish, today, 2:45. I won't print them off. That was the deal. You have to get them in yourself, like printed copies. I'll give you guys a number this weekend, like how many copies you need to have. Let's see. So on Monday, we're going to workshop John, Vicky, Madeline, and Ben. Again, that's John, Vicky, Madeline, and Ben. So since you're not going to have copies of their pieces, remember that I'm asking you guys to do two things, really. You could email them and CC me on it. So in the CC, the copy line, put my email address, jedlin1@ivtech.edu. You can send the comments like by or before Monday. They definitely need to be in by the time we do workshop, so that you can contribute to the workshop then. You could do that, or you could just bring in a copy of the story, or you can just bring in like a separate letter or something, a separate note. But again, on Monday we're workshopping John, Vicky, Madeline, and Ben, and I'm going now, as in 8:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going now to post those pieces to, where will I post them? I think just assignments. I'll post them there. So you guys will have those, and you'll be able to read those for Monday. So there's no change in schedule or anything. We're not pushing anything back. We are starting our Fiction 2 workshops on Monday. With bells on. Hope you guys are doing great. A quick recap of the video, because I've had a lot to say here. One, like to make up for class, take all your Fiction 1 comments that you got, make a master list of them, take a fresh copy of your rough draft, mark it up according to the comments that you have. 3, make sure that you've read over John, Vicky, Madeline's, and Ben's pieces for Monday, and make sure you've gone ahead and either written them a letter or sent them an email and copied me on it, so that I can give you credit for those comments and so that you're prepared for workshop. So you're responsible for reading those for Monday, and they'll be posted under announcements. Okay, guys, that is all. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, that you didn't miss me too bad today. I missed you pretty bad, but I made it through. I got a little Halloween shopping done toward the latter end of the afternoon to console myself. Okay, so that is all, I reckon. Yeah, that is all. I'll see you guys soon. Please email me with your questions, as ever, if you have them.